Hello, this is Mr. Rock, your math teacher, and I'm making a video for the assignment that is due on Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Friday, depending on your virtual school schedule. This assignment is about solving two variable equations. Two variable equations are like the one that you see here. It has an x and it has a y. It has two variables. And the way that we solve this equation is not by using opposites. The way that we solve this equation is by graphing. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph this equation. And we're going to use the two numbers that you see in the equation to graph the equation. The two numbers are the y-intercept and the slope. So let's start with the y-intercept. In this problem that you see on your screen, the y-intercept is 8. So we want to move our first dot to the point y equals 8. The second number that you see there is the slope. And the slope tells us how to move from the y-intercept. Okay, the slope is negative 4 over 3. So what that means is the top number tells me how to move down. So I'm going to move down from 8, 4 spaces, to 4. And then I'm going to move over 3 to the right. So my second point should be right there. Let me see if I can get a pen. I think I can get a pen. So this is my y-intercept right there. This tells me where to start. So I start at y equals 8. This is the slope right here. This tells me how to move from the y-intercept. So in this case, the slope is negative 4, which means I go down 4 and I go over 3. So it makes a nice little triangle right there. Now I can use Khan Academy to see if I got this right. I click check. Yay, I got it right. Next question. All right, this time, the two variable equation. And the reason it has two variables, or the reason we call it two variables, is because it has an x and a y. And this equation has two numbers. It has negative 7 and 2. I'm going to use those two numbers to graph this equation, which means I'm also solving it. All right, so the y-intercept is negative 7, which means I move my first green dot down to negative 7. And the second number is 2, but that's not really just a 2. It's also 2 over 1. So from negative 7, what that means is I go up 2 spaces and I go over 1 space. So that's where the second green dot goes. So let's check this with a pen. So let's see, my first number is negative 7. That tells me where to start on the y-axis. That's why we call it the y-intercept. The second number is called the slope, and it really is 2 over 1. So that means from the y-intercept, I go up 2 spaces and over 1. Let's see if this is right. Yay, it's right. Next question. Okay, this time we're going to start at the number 5. The y-intercept is at 5, so my first green dot's going to go over to 5. The slope is -1 over 3. So from 5, that means I'm going to go down 1 over 3. And that's it. Next question. Ooh, I start at 7 this time. And the slope looks like it's just -3, but let's change that into a fraction. It's really -3 over 1. So from the point 0, 7, I'm going to go down 3, which will take me to 4 and over 1. So my second point will be at 1, 4. Now let me explain to you why I say this is solving. The reason I say that this is solving is because it's impossible to write down all the solutions to this two-variable equation. Okay, this is an equation that you would say has an infinite number of solutions. So the way that we can show the solutions is by graphing. And so let's pick this ordered pair right here, this 4, 1, and let's put it into our two-variable equation. So remember, this is our x and this is our y. So I'm going to take these two numbers and I'm going to put them into the equation. So I get 1 equals -3 times 4 plus 7. That's not, it's not working. Do you know why it's not working? Because I got the x and the y backwards. What a rookie mistake that is. So my solution is 1, 4. Let's try this again, Mr. Rock. You can do this. This is my x value, and this is my y value. And I'm getting 1, 4 from right there, by the way. The equation is y equals -3x plus 7. I'm going to put these two numbers into the equation. So I get 4 equals -3 times 1 plus 7. -3 times 1 is -3 plus 7, and that equals 4. So 4 equals 4. So what we're doing in this assignment is we are graphing two variable equations. They are called two variable equations because each equation has an x and each equation has a y. We use the numbers in the equation to graph the equation. We start with the y-intercept, graph that point first. Then from the y-intercept, we use the slope, the rise over the run, to get the second point. And what's important to keep in mind is that the graph represents all the solutions of the two variable equation. So when I graph this equation, I'm really solving this equation. So this is how you do the problems for Wednesday, Thursday's assignment, and Friday's assignment. Okay, we are solving / graphing two variable equations using the y-intercept and the slope. And I want you to keep doing these problems over and over and over until you get 100%, and that you can do these problems without thinking about having to do them too much. Do them until they become automatic. Good luck with your assignment. Thank you for watching.